Abobo, abobo, how's everyone doing? Thank you and welcome to my channel, Inner Essence. As a black woman, as a small business owner, I want to thank you for supporting me because there's so many videos, there are so many things you can watch, but you choose to sit here and listen and watch my videos, and I thank you for that. And what I will ask of you is, if you like my videos, please share, like, and subscribe to my channel. I thank you. The first two videos, what did I do? I kind of introduced myself and I'm kind of sharing my journey a little bit. This person that I am today. That every day I'm still learning life lessons. I'm still doing that because all of us as human beings, we are constantly learning life lessons. Because I always tell people, if the same thing keeps happening to you, it keeps coming back, over and over again in different form, basically it's life telling you, okay, I'm trying to teach you a lesson. I need you to learn from this experience and whatever is happening, but you're not learning it. So I'm going to keep coming back until you do. I strongly believe that because I've had that experience. Especially with people that comes into your life, they come in for a reason. So it could be a mirror. I learn from you, learn from me. I say that, I bring this up, it's because I've had my experience. I had a friend when I lived in Florida many years ago. We're not gonna say her name. We worked the same place. We lived in the same neighborhood. Car broke down. I was taking her to work and from work. My kids never liked this person. It was something about her personality that they just didn't like. Anyway, this woman will come to my house and she's diabetic. No limit. She will drink, eat everything she finds in the refrigerator. But here she was in my life. Stopped working the same place. It's been a year, 2 years. I do not see her, but she knew where I live. She would just pop up. I moved. She would pop up. And she just kept popping up in my life. And I'm like, okay, what is this about? It's like something that came to me, I don't know, out of nowhere, about life lessons. I wasn't in a position spiritually or psychologically to think that this is what it was. But I used to always love to meditate. One night I'm sitting there and it came to me. Oh my God. I know exactly the lesson this woman is trying to teach me about myself. You know what that lesson was? I was the kind of person who have all these plans. Come here, I say I'm a visionary. I will have all these plans. I'll come up with great plans. And I'm like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I will start and never finish. And this woman was the same way. She will get excited. She will come. She's like, oh, Carly, I'm so excited. Look what, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I found. She will do the same thing. She will start and never finish and start something else. And this is what she was trying to teach me about myself. So, from that day that I learned that lesson, I was like, okay, once I start something, I gotta finish it. Even though it takes me a while to get there, I will get it done. I wanted to go back to school. I did that. I wanted to create this business. I'm doing it. I am doing it. I am working on it. Even though it's taken a couple of years, yeah, why not? But the point is, I'm doing it. So when people come to your life for a reason, you need to pay attention. You have to be open and ready to receive the information, the lesson this person or the situation is trying to teach you, because you haven't learned. If you haven't learned the lesson, it's going to keep coming back. It may come back in different forms, but it's going to equal the same thing. You have to be able to, you have to want to move forward. You have to want to do better. Get yourself out of the state of mind that you are in. You don't think because I'm a spiritual person I don't go through these problems? We think I'm perfect? Because I never want to come across like I'm perfect. Learning life lessons is very important. It's part of your journey. So you gotta hold on. You gotta buckle up and just keep fighting. You can't just give up. Yes, and like I always said, if something you need medical help with, you should totally get that. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong talking to someone if you are going to depression. There's nothing wrong with talking to someone about it. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Just someone to help you unload your burden who can guide you. But when there's something physically wrong with you, something medical, there's nothing wrong with you seeking help, whether you believe it or not. And I've told you, one of the things that I said was my first spiritual mom said that she believed that people should do cleansing, physical self, 4 times a year. Because if you do a internal cleansing, it's always good enough the physical body. And I used to do that. I had stopped, but I started doing that again. Because I've told you that I test everything that I do, right? I do. I test everything that I do. I give it to people and I love constructive feedback. So I don't mind feedback because that's how you grow and that's how you learn. So when we talk about the soap, because I showed you some of the soap that I make and the different lines of soap that I make, I've used them all except the men line, of course, because I'm not a man. But I have sons, son-in-laws, I have brothers, I have people who have sons, so they have tried it and giving me feedback. So I'm very excited when I feel like my product is really helping someone clean of the yucky stuff off of them, the toxic off of them, the negativity off of them. I love that if it can help you focus. Now, so when it comes to life lessons, and I've learned this life lesson and I've become better, have learned those lessons. So I share with people. People come in your life, there's a situation, and if it's the same situation, it keeps coming back in different forms, it simply means that you are not learning the lessons you are meant to learn. So once you learn that lesson, and this woman disappeared from my life. Never seen it until I left Florida and came back to New York. Never, ever seen her since the day that I learned that lesson. She was poof going into my life because she accomplished her mission. It was done. She's gone. And I learned my lesson. Another experience I had when I first started, in my journey, I live in this building and there was this woman that lived downstairs on the first floor. Politely, hello, good morning. And then we started talking because she was Haitian, so we used to have conversation. And I started telling her about the problem I was having. That was before I went to see my first spiritual mom. And I started telling her about the problems I was having. And she said, oh, I'm a Mambo. I can totally help you. This is my own experience. So when you are desperate, spiritually desperate, especially for my people, my Haitian people, when you are desperate and you're trying to get help and you go and see someone or someone someone you respect, you expect that person to treat you with the same kind of respect. So this woman said she could help me. I was very excited. And she said it's gonna cost X amount of dollars. I said, okay, no problem. So I paid her X amount of dollars because I was in a situation, I didn't know what to do. I had no one to help me. My mother is a Catholic. My dad was a Rosicrucian. So we didn't grow up, in a sense, around our culture, which is voodoo. So I had nothing. I don't think my parents knew how to help me because they were never involved. When she said she was going to help me, I was very happy. She was going to do a ceremony called La Vitette, which is a type of initiation, especially when people are having trouble to focus with their spiritual journey. It's one of the things that you can actually do. I'll tell you that story another day. When I went to see my first spiritual mother, when I was having all these problems, when my friend took me. Anyway, so I went to see this lady and she said, okay, it's going to be 3 days. So I go downstairs because I leave upstairs, come downstairs 3 days. The strangest experience I had, the scariest thing about this was, okay, so I'm laying down and I had this dream. I had a dream this young man came and in my dream and he was wearing red. And he said to me, the way you laying up in here looks like you have a lot of money. So why don't you give me $50? So the next morning, I wake up and I'm telling her about this dream. And I don't know. I didn't know the dream meant anything, because I'm like, I had this dream and this is the dream. And she was like, oh, okay. And then she washing my hair, not with shampoo, like with, I don't know, some herbs. I'm assuming that was in there. I don't know what it was in there. And I remember it could have been second, but it felt longer, that I had no acknowledgement for a while she was doing that. So as soon as she did that, she ripped up a piece of black and white um, fabric, and she tied my hair inside out and sent me home. And I was like, I thought this was supposed to be 3 days. Anyway, I didn't know. So I went home. That night, I went to sleep. I had this horrible dream. I had a dream that I was being attacked by what looks like a cat to me in the ceiling. And when cat gets angry, they want to attack. That's what this cat was doing. But I tell you what, I ain't well for that cat. I took that cat and I whooped this cat butt. Okay, whooped this cat. And then when I wake up in the morning, do you know what happened with this lady? She stopped talking to me. I was like, she just became unfriendly. She just stopped talking to me. Of course, later I learned what she was doing, she wasn't supposed to do, or maybe what she thought she could do to me, she couldn't do it. So that's why she rushed me out of our apartment I mean, if you think about it, why would you put something inside out, as a headscarf? So she never talked to me. She stopped talking to me. When she see me, she act like she don't see me. So I don't see you either, lady. So the reason I'm telling you this story is because I'm a spiritual person doesn't mean I did not I went through a lot in this journey, trying to understand and trying to be the person that I'm supposed to be. Man, we are so powerful. We give life. We are so powerful, and I feel like we all need this. We all need to wake up this lion that is already within us and just be who we're meant to be. Is it easy? Ha! Whatever, it's not easy. So even when a person, and I said, even if a person becomes a millionaire from rags to riches, it's not an easy journey for them. And like I said, what works for you may not work for me. That's why when it comes to spiritual stuff, one size cannot fit all. It's got to be individually. Yes, if it's like a real cleansing, there's like specific herbs that's just for that. That's why I have different type of cleansing based on how you feel. And sometimes if you want to shoot me an email and say, these are the symptoms, and I'm going to ask you these questions. Have you gone to the doctor? Are you on medication? Are you taking your medication? And then there are certain symptoms that you may describe to me. I could say, okay, this is definitely something spiritual. I could make a soap based on that for you. And years before I got the message to make the soap, I got the message to make the chakra oil. Because, everybody's talking about chakra now. I didn't really know about chakras, and I definitely don't know a lot about crystals. But sometime, if the person is connected to a crystal, if I'm doing a reading, I could see a crystal. I will describe this crystal because this crystal is going to match with whatever chakra is not aligned. I can see it. If your chakra is not aligned, I can see it. The crystal that you need, I will hear it and I will describe it, what it looks like. Actually, when it comes to crystals, I can tell you how to charge it. I'm not an expert when it comes to crystal. I will give you the description. This is what I see. This is the color, and it's for this reason. You have to go Google it. You have to go Google and take a look at it. Because I'm not an expert. I can only tell you what I see and describe it. So many years before the soap, it was the chakra oil, which I've told you that I've tried. So this is actually Number 5. Chakra number 5. This is what this is, which is your throat chakra. So you are able to speak and walk in your truth. Because I've told you, I believe I've shared. Well, if I didn't, I'm sharing now, okay? When you are meditating, I was told that you have to have the 4 elements around you. Crack a window open, have your light, your earth element, actually use a plant, use some soil, water, and air. For the crack window will be for the air, or aligning your chakras. And then you have to say something, like for number 5, it's your throat chakra. So I speak my truth and walk in my truth. Those are the words that I use. So if you are interested in getting the chakra oil, shoot me an email at Inner Essence, INER Essence, ESSENCE @gmail.com. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. If you like to talk to me about anything, please, I'm happy. I'm happy to respond. I'm happy to help. I'm going to leave you guys with this. Life is a school, and we come here for a reason. We all have a mission. Because of all the information, whether it has to do with upbringing or toxic information that we receive daily, because we get more negative information than positive ones, we have to learn to be grounded and separate ourselves from all this. I think people should do cleansing 4 times a year, whether you get it from me or someone else. Just be careful in who you're dealing with when it comes to your spiritual stuff. Stay safe and know that you are capable. You are a powerful being. And I think there are so many beings out in the universe who would love to take your place. While you're here, work on yourself. Trust your intuition, because we all have it. And speak your truth and walk in your truth. Abobo. Till the next time.